Hello, everyone. I'm Geoff Coyle, your West Virginia insider, joined by the head coach of WVU's men's basketball team, Bob Huggins. Coach, take me back to Monday night, big Monday in Morgantown. The fans who were able to make it despite the weather were treated to quite an ending. And the way that you see Jawan Staten run down the court, get that last basket, and then seal it on the other end of the court, man, I mean, they couldn't play country roads quick enough. What was that like to see your senior leader come away with that the way that he did?
Well, I thought first of all they really executed, what we wanted to do, and Wani made a great play and a great move, and similar to Oklahoma State a year ago, and that one didn't go in. He had to use the rim, I think, to try to protect the ball in the Oklahoma State game, but it goes in, and the thing that I keep going back to is he scores the basket. Now most people would stand there and jump up and down and celebrate, and he had the smarts to run back, because Perry Ellis was, I looking at the film, Wani was back and JC were back. Ellis just much bigger and was able to come down with the ball, and Wani said he got a little piece of the ball, and I know he broke his stride, which is something that we used to teach. You can't hardly do it anymore, because if you have bump, it's like roughing a kicker. If you bump that guy, it's a pretty severe penalty. So, but he made a great play. Just an unbelievable play.
So you come away with that, the 20th victory of the season, and after the game, panting, exhausted on the court, he had a post-game interview where he said, we want to use this as momentum. We want to shock the world. There are 5 games left in the regular season. It starts this weekend out in Stillwater, an Oklahoma State team that, there are differences from what they brought last year, but consistency, those guys in Phil Forte, LeBron Nash, 2 of the top 3 scorers in the Big 12 Conference. And LeBron Nash last year in their place was a huge reason for why they were able to come away with the victory. What sort of tests do you have from a team that's coming off of 2 losses in a row, clearly desperate and hungry for a victory this weekend?
Well, I think they've played really well. I mean, I think that's the most important thing. I think they've played really well. They got kind of ambushed at TCU, but I think other than that, they've played extremely well. O'Brien's played great for him. To me, he's almost as hard a guard as what George Niang is, because he's got ball skills like that. He's got ball skills, and he's got the same kind of spin move off the ball skills. And Forte is probably just the best pure shooter in our league. So, and Travis does a great job of running a lot of stuff for him, a lot of ISOs for Nash, a lot of staggers and ball screens for Forte. But the other guys are playing well. Virgil Cobbins is a good player, and he's a great factor defensively around the rim, and Hickey's a 4-year starter at LSU, and a really good player. He's a player of the year in Kentucky. We actually were involved with him for a while. So they got good players. And I think Travis does as good a job running offense, creating offense, as anybody in our league does.
For a while there, losing 3 of 4 games, you weren't seeing the energy that the team had played with earlier in the season. They weren't doing a lot of the things that made them as successful as they had been. Now when you get a victory like you did on Monday, can you take something from that? Can you build from that and say, let's continue this into the final stretch of the season?
No, I think a lot of the reason why we didn't feel like we had the same kind of energy is we kept throwing the ball to the wrong team. When you do that, and particularly live ball turnovers, when you're throwing them for scores, which we did way too many times in those games that we weren't successful, then it's going to drain your energy. You go down, you work like crazy, and then you get the ball and you throw it to them, and they go down for an uncontested layup. It has a tendency to deflate you a little bit. So we created a lot of our own problems.
Well, here you go, a chance to continue correcting them this weekend as you go out to Oklahoma State. Coach Bob Huggins, good luck.
Thank you.
All right, West Virginia taking on the Cowboys in Stillwater. It's a 2 o'clock tip-off up against the Cowboys of Oklahoma State.